Hey folks, I am here at the Chrysler building. This is pretty cool, and I have a very lovely guest today talking about one of my favorite topics, vegan wine. Hi Carissa.
Hi Priya.
It's so good to, oh my God, it's amazing to have you here because we share a real passion for not only wine, but vegan wine. And you have started as a lawyer something really cool to make it easier for consumers to identify vegan wines. Let's talk about Bevveg and how it all started.
Okay, sounds great. Yes, we are a law firm for vegan certification, and I'm a lifelong vegan, born and raised. My mom,
that itself is super unique.
I know, isn't it cool?
Yeah.
So I grew up in a time where veganism was weird and not so cool, but it's pretty cool now that it's a trend that is being recognized by The Economist and Bloomberg and is having like the largest IPO on Wall Street right now. So my passion is veganism and law. It's not just vegan wine. We have another label that we certify for all consumable products, but the people must really love wine because we have a specialized logo for wine, and that one is taking off.
And it's right there.
There it is.
That little guy.
And what's really neat is the trademark that we have is not color specific. So it can match product packaging. So here it is in yellow.
Yeah.
I feel like the lights.
I can see it. I'll tilt it right there.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
And then here it is in blue.
So it can match with whatever color the product is.
Yeah,
which is great.
Logo.
The label.
The vegan certification mark. And the label has been represented. It's represented in more than 70 countries right now.
That's amazing.
We just are in the process of certifying the largest wine producing one in Europe. I will announce the name when it's done getting certified. But we have a free consumer app. It's the Bevveg app. You can download it. We have over 50,000 beverages cataloged there. It's either not vegan, vegan certified, or plain vegan, and we're updating it daily based on information that we receive.
Now with that app, is it Bevveg is the app?
Bevveg is the app, and right now it is just beverages and alcohol. We do have plans in the future to expand it or to have another app for food products that could possibly interact with grocery stores, but that's more in the beginning stages. But the Bevveg app, people love it, and we're getting downloads on that every day, and it's free, and it's truly a service for the consumer to have that information.
It is so hard to find wines that are vegan. Now it's become easier to find sustainable, organic, biodynamic. There's lots of labeling and certifications for those, but vegan is really, really hard. So this app looks like it's going to be a game changer.
Yes, and soon we also will have it be interacting with Google to hopefully contact wineries and breweries. So when the search happens, if it comes back as no results returned or with a finding that it's not vegan, it can automatically send a template to the winery to tell them, hey, we want information because the Tobacco and Trade Bureau doesn't require you to disclose this, and it's not on your bottle, and we as the consumer want to know what's in our drink.
Right, because that's what it's all about, is just being aware and conscious of what you're buying. Whether you're vegan or not, you might not even know that wine is not vegan friendly.
And the statistics show that people want to know whether they're vegan or not, like you said. Like 80% of the consumer wants to have transparency in their buying and consumer process and in their ingredients and what they're consuming, whether they're vegan or not. The same statistic goes for vegan restaurants. 80% of the consumers that patron a vegan restaurant are not vegan.
Right, which I think is amazing.
So the vegan market is growing. The consumer market in general is shifting to be more conscious, and the consumer needs to start demanding the transparencies of the suppliers and the companies, and that's what we're here to do as a law firm with both of our certification marks. So
this is really about being a conscious consumer and knowing where your money is going, which is what I love about what you're saying. It's so hard, as we've talked about, to find vegan-friendly wines, but this app, and you say there's 50,000...
We have about 50,000 currently listed in there that we have information on, and we are really growing it daily.
And how many of those, are you finding more and more? Were you surprised by the number of vegan-friendly wineries? I guess that's or beverages that are out there.
No, because this is too new of a thing and there's really no disclosures on bottles right now. So I'm learning as we do this. I feel like we are pioneering not only an area of law, but we are requiring disclosures that the law currently doesn't require to make a vegan claim. Right now, companies and products can make a vegan claim. They can say their product is vegan, but the question is by what standard, who's verifying it? So I don't believe any wine, beer, or liqueur is vegan unless they prove it to us, and then they get access to our certification mark. Lawyers by nature are regulators, and Bevveg really raises the standard by requiring disclosures and forthcoming information that the law right now does not require to hold anyone accountable for a vegan claim. So that's key. And the same thing goes for food, which is why our seal of approval for food is just as important as the one for wine, because we really set out a definition, and our goal is to create a uniform vegan standard worldwide.
And what is vegan enough? How vegan is vegan enough? Because there are different levels too, I think, for the consumer.
It's the Wild West.
Yeah, and for a lot of us, it might just be, well, I just want a bottle of wine that I know they didn't use any fish bladder or casein or animal products in the fining or deacidification or filtration processes. But for other people, they might think, well, I don't want any animal products or any animal resources to be used in the vineyard at all, no animal labor, no nothing. So how vegan is this certification?
Right. So we look into the process of fining, clarification to ensure that no animal product was used in the manufacturing process of making the wine. We also investigate all source ingredients and the supplier of those ingredients.
Wow.
So if there's a yeast ingredient, who supplied the yeast? Then we get third-party disclosures and affidavits from that supplier to ensure that they're following a vegan standard, and we require no animal testing on the final product. You can go to our website, bevveg.com, that's 2 V's, Bevveg.com, and we have our vegan definition and standard outline there in greater detail to see how we define it. Right now, I think, you bring up a good point by saying, that the vineyard and the unfortunately, there are vegan restaurants right now that are serving salads and tomatoes, and yes, that's a vegan vegetable and vegan food. I think right now the world is not there, and you have to start where the world is and then move with the trend, because if you are too strict with everything,
then nothing will qualify.
Nothing's going to qualify, and we're not going to affect change.
Right. And that's really interesting that you say that, because I've talked to some vegan winemakers in Ontario, where I'm from, Toronto, in the wine country regions, and there have been criticisms about, well, no wine is vegan because there are animal droppings from the earth.
Oh no, and
it is extreme.
And I've gotten extreme claims from, I won't mention the wine, but we tried to work with them, and they said, well, no wine is vegan because when you pick grapes, there are insects with the grapes. So therefore, when you crush the wines, insects are going to end up in there.
That could be with any farmed vegetable.
Then a salad may have an ant on it if it wasn't washed properly.
It's true.
That standard just doesn't stick.
Right.
What the standard is as much as practicable.
Exactly. Don't be cray, folks. Let's not be cray, okay?
Well, and I think
eventually maybe
being crazy on that standard is wonderful, because you're coming from a good place in your heart.
Although sometimes it's coming from
suffering.
Those people who are like, oh, you're not really vegan because nothing is vegan. It's coming sometimes from the naysayers. And then sometimes from the people who are, trying to have completely a compassionate lifestyle.
I think you're right. It is the naysayers. So it's up to us, who are the yes-sayers, to be a perfect example of a movement towards a more positive, compassionate lifestyle that's practicable, that is going to actually affect change and not be too ridiculous for companies to work with. We need suppliers to work with us, and it's already hard enough to get source ingredient suppliers to respond to us with transparency and being forthcoming of information. That is hard enough. So to start getting into insects that may end up on crushed grapes, or ants that may still be on a piece of lettuce, and then to say that's not vegan, that's too extreme. And I think we, as plant-based eaters and vegans who want to live a be-veg lifestyle, that's what Bevveg is for, be-veg, it's important that we are inspiring change rather than acting like we are too extreme that we don't fit in with society. We must fit in with society to affect change within society.
This is exactly what I'm all about at what Priya said. It's like, let's dip our toe in a bit. If you're not ready to go all the way, we're going to just flirt a little and make it accessible for everyone.
It needs to be accessible. Like, we shouldn't be isolating ourselves at vegan restaurants. We shouldn't be isolating ourselves.
We want to live in the world. We're not going to have a little vegan utopia outside of the regular society. So thank you so much, Carissa. Infiltrate, exactly. Little by little, you know? You don't have to go all the way, folks. Let's just flirt a little bit. Thanks so much, Carissa.
You're welcome.
Bye, guys. We're going to have a drink now.
Okay, bye.
And that's what Priya said.